Here at Modern Saviors, I define myth as a symbolic representation of our experience. So with every piece of media, every comic book, every movie, every TV show, whatever it may be, you have to look at what is being represented in the story. What do the characters symbolize? Whose experiences do they capture? How are they portrayed as a people? Comic book characters would not exist if they were not a representation of something. Take it from the granddaddy. Superman is a representation of America's messianic identity. That's the reason he exists at all. And so, if the first character came into existence as a representation of something, then Batman, who came second, exists as the urban jungle myth, the Tarzan of the concrete. So, over time, these representations will change to adapt to better suit the thing they are representing. Superman's power aligns perfectly with the growing exponential power of the US military over the 20th century. But what do our most modern myths represent? I am just coming off of season 4, episode 7, where we learned yet again that the Viltrum Empire is not. I'm not going to lie. After the satanic propaganda that was the side quest episode of episode 4, I'm having a bit of a hard time processing this episode. Am I still supposed to think of Mark as a hero after this? When you look at what is being portrayed in the stories, you have to look at the overarching experience. You have to look at what role each character is serving in the story. Which part were they cast for in the play? And so far, season 4 has been a man going on an apology tour for fulfilling the duties of his culture and learning to betray his own people. This is who they want you to think the hero in the show is. A man that gets drunk on love and compassion and uses that as an excuse to betray his own people. Not only do they get the voice of the greatest hero in the galaxy, Optimus Prime, to voice the great betrayer in this series, they are trying to make betrayal seem heroic. They are trying to make betrayal seem heroic through submission to guilt. However, this whole time, I knew that Grand Regent Thrag wasn't a fraud. We just had to wait. You can see it in him. You can see that masculine quality of reserving your power for when it is explicitly needed. You can see that in him. You can see it in the way that he dodges Nolan's punch by just simply sidestepping it. You can see that he reserves his power because he knows of its danger. Thrag shows a mark of discipline. Thrag also shows compassion. This was something I absolutely did not expect in this episode. But after sending Nolan crashing into Viltrum, I did not expect Thrag to offer him complete forgiveness to come home. And Nolan's response to that was to aid in the destruction of his own dying people, going insofar as to absolutely obliterate his own homeworld, the homeworld of his people. So not only is there a looming eeriness over this story that a virus wiped out the most powerful people in existence because of a betrayer, but they are telling the story of the complete eradication of this people's world, of their home. And so what does it say about who the creators think these people are? Sure, there is some tokenism littered throughout the Viltrumite race, but for the most part, the Viltrumites are white men with mustaches. And so they are portrayed as this metaphor for European colonialism. There was even a bit of this episode of them doing a straight-armed salute, but that doesn't really capture it because the Viltrumites truly do exist as a metaphor for European colonialism, or at least another demonizing portrayal of it. Because think about how Nolan and Thrag and the other Viltrumites portray the glory of their empire. Even in season 1, Nolan says that he will bring the people of Earth order, technology, and medical aid light years beyond what they currently have. Although Thrag ruminated over the ruins of their raised empire, he still believed in his people's glory. And so in this myth we see the belief and loyalty to your own people vilified, while this array of aliens, the coalition of planets, is portrayed as a hero regardless of their ruthlessness. So ask yourself, if the creators of such a thing are communicating what they believe these myths to represent, then what does that say about their view on who is being represented? Every comic book character is an allegory for something. So, whoever is in charge of creating these portrayals will determine the view of what is being represented. Be sure to look out for this. You don't want your enemy to lead you. Thank you, and God bless.